Hi, my name is Sharonda McDonald, and I'd like to share my personal testimony with you. My personal testimony is that I was brought up in the church. I was presented the gospel of Jesus Christ at a very early age. I think the earliest I can remember of saying this prayer of salvation was between the ages of 5 and 7. We attended church regularly. We were taught the word. I had great examples in front of me. Nevertheless, I can say that I did not always follow that. I can definitely say that I strayed, and I can definitely say that it led me to a situation where I was having my wilderness experience. Um, so, in my early, I would say my early adult years, I did not have joy. I did not have peace, and I was making the wrong decisions. And because of those three, it led me to a situation where my life was, to me, considered a mess, basically, a mess in a lot of different areas. I mean, you know, some things were in place, but just as far as the way God would have it for me, it was a mess. Um, However, I did know enough to get in the word and to apply the word to situations that I was dealing with. So when I got to the point where I felt like just enough was enough, and I decided to get scriptures that applied to what I was dealing with at the time. So there was a certain situation that I had considered to be traumatic. So I wanted to get somewhere that was going to pinpoint what that traumatic situation was. So it was dealing with the mind, and because I was having thoughts of guilt and thoughts of infiltrating the devil was trying to torment me with thoughts that tried to infiltrate my mind throughout the day, and just trying to torment me in my thought life. And so I said, okay, I am ready. I'm ready for the life that God has for me. And so I decided to trust God, and I decided to trust his word. And so I came upon Ephesians 4 and 23. And Ephesians 4 and 23 said, "And be ye renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that you put on the new man, which after God is created in righteousness and true holiness." Now, granted, I was saying this scripture because I wanted it to stop the thoughts that I was having, stop the guilt, stop the obsession, the oppression, the enemy oppression. I wanted it to stop. And I knew enough to know that Jesus is the answer and the word works, had been taught well in that area. So I got that scripture and I began to quote it day and night. I began to quote it when I woke up, when I laid down, throughout the day. Anytime those thoughts would come to my mind, I would quote it. And I didn't just quote it, I quoted it with all fervency and desperation. And be ye renewed in the spirit of your mind. And that you put, I quoted it with so much desperation. And let me tell you, the miraculous happened. And when I say the miraculous, I mean the miraculous happened. See, what happened is I thought that that word was going to just pinpoint the situation that I was dealing with. I had no idea that when I started quoting that word, it was going to deal with situations that I hadn't even prayed about to God. It was that when you say, "And be ye renewed in the spirit of your mind," that word wasn't just coming for the situation that I was dealing with. It was coming for every area that my not mind needed to be renewed in. The miraculous happened. My eyes started changing. And when I say my eyes, I mean my spiritual eyes started changing. When I looked around, I started seeing situations different. The enlightenment started coming. Something lifted. The miraculous happened. The word works. The only way, and then when people could visually see that something was different about me and they would question, the only way I could explain it was I would say, I think one time I tried to explain it like it's the same cup, but different liquid or something like that. I would try to explain it like I'm the same person, but everything about me seemed to had changed. The way I thought, the way I talked, my perspective, the fruits of the spirit was enhanced in me. And when I was renewed in the spirit of my mind and I put on the new man, which after God is created in righteousness and true holiness and started trusting him, everything changed. The miraculous happened. The word works if you work it. And I am a witness to that. And that's my personal testimony. Thank you for listening.